Everybody, welcome back to Agrarian Skies Revisited, episode 9 with me, Sid. And last episode we upgraded our mob farm, so it's automatic. It will spawn Enderman and all of the good stuff. I also, between episodes, did a lot of work making this platform more platformy. We've got a pond. This is now all hidden in, and we have an underbelly, which gives me space to work. We can have a little potter down here, because we also managed to make the vacuum hopper, which means that now we're automatically collecting stuff. And those punji sticks will kill anything that survives the drop. And the upgraded thing up there, it works with Enderman because we're using conveyor belts, not water. Because obviously we use water, well, problems. Let's not beat around the bush here. There are problems. Now, the punji sticks are not giving us any liquid, so it's not picking up that. See? An angry zombie in armour is slowly being pungied to death. So in theory, we could just stop here and wait. Now, what I would be tempted to do is maybe build myself a little shelter just to sit here and AFK, just to run this, because obviously every 10 of those is some dirt. That's good. Anything from witches is good, and all the good stuff. And there we go. There is somebody else that's trying to get in there. I'm not entirely sure why that is struggling to get in. It's only a piece of rotten flesh. It doesn't actually matter. But anyway. Oh, hello. He's got regen. He is not going to die anytime soon. That's the only problem. We do need something that kills things better than the punjies, I think. Now, I know there is a spike. A good old iron spike there. Oh, sorry, invar spike. So that might be the way to go, because I'm going to bet that does more damage than the things. However, let's try and stay on mission, because I'd like to try and do some bits today. The first bit I would like to try and do is this. I'd like to try and get the autonomous actuator. I'd also do the aqueous accumulator. I don't desperately need the aqueous accumulator, but that's a item that we need to make. So let us go in and have a look at the autonomous actuator. So for that, I'm going to need a piston. Okay, well, we can definitely do a piston. So let's get that bit done first. Have I got any? I really do need to sort my, I wouldn't to sort my inventory out. I'm not desperately worried about sorting my inventory out, because of course, as you know, I'm only taking this revisit to episode 10. I'm not going to try and complete Agrarian Skies again. Done it before. Don't need to do it again. I've got nothing to prove. So, aqueous autonomous actuator. We also need... Oh, have I got emeralds? I have. Have I got diamonds? I do not. I get diamonds by sifting gravel, 1% chance. Appears to be it. I get diamonds by sifting gravel, which means I need to make a lot of gravel, because I made that. If I had not made that, I would have been fine. But anyway, no point crying over spilt milk, as they say. That is the thing. So I think what we need to do is to first off grab myself 2, 3, 4. Let's just do that. And let me find myself. Should I make a better hammer? Let me just have a look at hammers. So I can make an iron hammer, which obviously is going to be better than stone. I can make a gold hammer, which is going to be worse than usual. Thormium invar I could make. I don't know which is going to... Unfortunately, it's not telling me anything useful about the things. Platinum. Let's just make an invar one. We'll try that and see how it lasts. Because I'm going to have to go through a lot of stone. If there's only a 1% chance per sift, then we are going to most definitely know where to do this. I thought I really could do with a nice open area that's not too close to the edge. Maybe like this. You're only going to get 32 in a block, but that's fine. Now, of course, the other thing I could do is try and do the plate. Oh, okay, you actually get 64 in a block. Okay, that's fine. Well, we'll wear this one out first, and then we'll see how we go. The other thing we could do is we could try and make some power generation and a macerator, which would potentially make more sense, because I've now got reasonably infinite levels of bones, so I can bone meal trees. I can potentially do charcoal quite easily. Could use lava, because obviously we have automatic lava, although not the fastest lava in the world, but you know, let's not sniff at it. So that might be another thing. So I'm going to sift this pile of this 64 gravel, and I'm not guaranteed a diamond, because obviously in theory I should have to do 100 before I should get 1 diamond for every 100 I do. So in theory, doing these 4 stacks of gravel should give me 2 diamonds. Should. Of course, that is on the basis that we get exactly 1%. But you know, we all know the percentages don't always work like that. That's only a 1% chance. So yeah, it's not necessarily going to come back in. So for example, we do not have a diamond yet. You know, there you go. But if we actually just look at that and look at the uses of U on a sifter, see, that's a 5% chance. Those are both 1%, that's 3%. So, you know, that was only a 5% chance, but we still got one. So, you know, there's, well, that's a 1 in 20. And I haven't sifted 20 yet. So I am going to sift this stack, and I'll be back in a moment. So after 64, we got nothing, no diamonds. So I am definitely of the opinion that there has to be a better way to do this. So let us have a look at Dynamos. Dynamo? Yeah, dynamos. That's your thermal expansion. So we have a steam dynamo, which is copper, redstone transmission, some redstone. We have a magmatic dynamo. Now I'm going to assume that you use lava, and that is going to be invar, so we're going to need an invar gear, which is going to be 8 invar there. Now, so 12 invar, call it, to make a magmatic dynamo. Now invar, if I remember rightly, we can make in the two to one on nickel to make 3. So nickel, 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 nickel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's using up a lot of my resources, but that's fine because the objective here is to make this more efficient. So we'll cook up that. We'll cast those out, and I think that we can do silver and redstone. Let's go and get one of those. Silver, a couple of redstone. So that's that bit. Yeah, we need another piece of redstone for the thing. And that will give us power. Now, how much power we get per lava bucket, I don't know, but there's 8 buckets of lava there plus 4, so that's 12 plus whatever's in there. Now we could, in theory, take that even one step further, and I think I did make a tank, didn't I? So I could, if I can find where I put it. Well, we've got tank, we've got a tank, we've got a tank. So these are 16. And I've got a bucket. We'll not play with the tank right now. We'll just deal with the invar, all 12 ingots of it. Let me get this cast. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so armed with that, I should be able to make 2 of those with that and that to make a magmatic dynamo. Now I'm probably jumping ahead of the quest line, but that's fine. Next thing we need is a macerator, I think it is. Is it a macerator? Or is it... let's have a look at thermal. Can never remember the name of the machine. No. There we go. Furnace pulverizer. So we need a machine frame for iron, gold and glass. Now I think I'm actually running into problems with iron here, so let me deal with that. And again, we don't need to do this, but I'd like to get the maximum bang for my buck out of my my iron reserves. So that should give me that, which is just 9 basically. Okay, we can live with 9 because that's 18 ingots. So we got you. We need to eat. Nom 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 nom. So I need another piston. So that's iron. I need some copper. I need gold and redstone. We're going to need to do another sand run at this point, but that's fine. Copper, flint, this is the last bit, so I need 4 glass. May or may not have that. And that is, I may have that. For aluminium I could do it with if I wanted to. I suppose I could do it, just again, not. And 1 piece of gold. We still need the iron for other stuff anyway, so damn it. Machine frame. So we need a piston. I'm going to need 1 of those pieces of iron. I'm going to need 1 more piece of that. Cobble. Need another piece of wood. Wood. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Why have I got 2 pistons? Flint and copper. Oh, I don't know. Clearly something is weird is going on, but flint and 2 copper. To make a pulverizer. Now right now we could also use a leadstone energy cell, but I don't have the redstone right now. But that's fine because we can space in the house is becoming a premium. Let me place that there. Place that there. Go and get a couple. Well, let's just go and get 1 bucket of lava and just see how much we get off of 1 lava. Because oh, that's interesting. Can't input this directly. No, that's not really where I wanted to do that, is it? And we broke that tank. Okay, that was a waste. Doesn't matter. So we put that in there. Don't know why. Clearly that was not meant to be moved. I think I still have a little bit of that fluid duct. I do, so I just need a servo, don't I? Iron, redstone and glass. I can definitely use iron because I've got more in the thing. Not shapeless, of course. Right, hopefully this will work because I don't want to have to destroy that. Let's go and get my crescent hammer and see whether that works. So many strange little mechanics you're having to remember for this, which I think for me is the attraction of the nostalgia. There we go. So that's got that in there. It's generating redstone flux and filling up. Let's just see what we get off one thing, and let me pop that in there. Now the benefit here is I'm not the one having to waste effort and energy doing this, and there is also a secondary output of sand, so we get slightly more than we would now. Let's see how much of a stack we get for one bucket of lava, and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, it looks like we're close to a full stack. Not quite a full stack, I would hasten to add, but close to. However, we'll find out exactly what it is when we go downstairs, but it occurred to me that I can divert, so we can take the lava feed here, which once this is full is going to waste. This is doing nothing at that stage, and we can take the lava feed off down there because of where we put it, and we can bring the lava feed into this tank, which will in turn feed this. That is a glitch. That is not got the power, and this has stopped at 49.15 left. So with, again, what looks like a glitch there with the information on how much power there is. But that's fine, because now that's connected in and I've got that all there, we should be able to fill this back up. That's filling quite happily, and once this is all run through, that will charge up. Now the obvious thing we should have done really is put an energy battery in there, but that's fine. We can move this over. We'll lose lava that's in there, but lava's free. Or rather, we can move this over. We put that will go into a energy cell when we have it, and this will do that. And eventually, once we've got the autonomous actuator, we'll be able to actually take out the gravel or the sand from here and actually hopefully auto sift it. That's the aim. But right now, yeah, there's lava going into this tank, which is doing its thing. That's almost full of power, so once that's full and this is finished, which it has, this should then start filling up, because that will be full, that will be full. So if it's 40 RF per tick, there should be about 100 worth there, and oh, I don't know. Well, it depends how long do you take to pulverise. Let's have a look. 3200 RF, so yeah, 42, so 32,000 would be 10. So that's a little bit over. Yeah, there's definitely a requirement there, isn't there? Stored energy is going up, and ultimately I think this lot will work. So I need to return to the sifting game. I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, well, 2 stacks of gravel got me my first diamond. Which, yeah, can't really complain at. Well, I mean I can. And being a good little Brit, I probably will. Because, you know, that's the nature of being British. Complain about everything. We'll do this sand. I don't desperately need. I probably could have cooked it actually. Made some more glass. That might have been a better usage. But yeah, we're down to 1 diamond, so I need to continue. In theory, if I do these 2 stacks, then I should get another one. In theory. What did I get there? Cactus seed. Ooh, hello. That's handy. I don't think I've had a cactus seed yet. Let's put you in there for planting. I don't think I've got a piece of sand to plant you on right now. I haven't. But that can be easily fixed. And let us just go down and see how our thing is going. Well, fortunately, we can't see how full this is, but it is filling, definitely in the background. So there is another thing I wanted to do, which I'm not going to do on camera, but I'll do separate, and that is I would like to get rid of this, bring this down to a smaller footprint, give myself an AFK chamber and make it out of cobble, because I am not convinced that this is safe. All of this wood, I would prefer it to be made out of cobble slabs, and we can do that. So while I'm waiting, because I'd like to get a tank of lava backed up first before I continue on processing that. So I'm going to do that off camera. Obviously I don't want to do that on camera because, well, boring. And I'll be back with you in a short while. Okay, so 5 stacks of gravel later, we have got our second diamond. I did get another emerald, which is okay. So you and you, and what we were making, autonomous activator, weren't we? Piston, 2 invar ingots. Grr. Grr. That was 2 iron and 1 nickel, wasn't it? Yeah, so I have, while I was working, redone, so that now has, I mean, the chest looks a little odd floating in space like that, but I'll live. I didn't do all of the sissy bars on the top here, just a bit down the end. My concern is that a creeper could blow up, and obviously wood isn't blast resistant, whereas cobble should be largely creeper blast resistant, I think. So, but this thing is working really well. You know, there's lots of goodies in there. Most importantly, this stuff. And it really does, when I come down here, it's just like... It kills them dead very quick. So that's all good. The lava's slowly building up. I did put another stack of... Because I'd rather have a stack of gravel ready. I had it in there, so but I'll let this build up. But we seem to be winning largely, I think, on that one. If you think of this as a bit of a competition, anyway. If you don't, then you know it's difficult to win if it's not a competition. But that should be 3 ingots of invar, which will be perfect. I only need 2. And then we need the, I think it's a servo. That should give me the autonomous actuator. let us have a look, shall we? Need a chest, need a servo. So I'm definitely going to need to do some more. You know, I did use some of the sand I had to, I thought I put 8 in, but it doesn't really matter. Servo, I think, is that. Take a couple of those, make a chest. So it's chest. I think it was this way around, but of course I could have been wrong. Chest piston, one autonomous actuator, so that should mean that that's complete. Now let us, well, we'll just take out this block in the wall for now. This one, and we can stick our autonomous actuator don't you dare be in that. Alright, that is obviously a glitch. So I am not, oh, it's there. Okay, that's fine. Right, let's try this again. Let's pick up the sieve first. One autonomous actuator, one sieve. Now we need to control this. This is going to be, let's have a look. What do I do? I honestly can't remember whether I right click or left click for starters. Let's grab that stack of gravel. We'll just take the one piece of gravel. So I am right clicking. Okay. So what do I need? I need you to right click. We're not sneaking. Off it goes. Now right now that is just going to spit stuff everywhere, I think. Or it may pick up. Let's have a look. Doesn't appear to be picking up. So yeah, it spits it all out, which is why, of course, that quest line had the vacuum hopper as an item. So I think what we probably need to do is take out that gravel, stop this splurging out everywhere for starters, and what we probably need to do is get another vacuum hopper going, which should be doable. Because that was merely a hopper, 5 iron, and another chest. Obsidian and an ender pearl. Now obsidian we did like this, but now I need to go downstairs to get myself a couple of buckets of lava. That's fine. I know I haven't got 4. That should catch up in a moment. That's probably a glitch. Or it's a dupe bug. If it turns out to be a dupe bug, I'll throw them into the void, but I'll give them a chance to... Oh, I only needed 1, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. Ender pearl. So that will give me that. That will sit there, and we'll put the thing on the top. Make a double chest. Which will go there. And then we'll just restock you with that. And stuff is going in. Excellent. Not getting a lot out of it right now though, but that's fine. There's a little bit more, you see, so that's all good. Right, we need one more thing to complete that quest, which is the aqueous accumulator. Silver, no, tin, glass, bucket, machine frame. So I need 4 iron, gold, and 4 iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gold. 4 glass. So that. Pneumatic servo, 2 glass, 2 iron, and a redstone. There. And I think that's probably the last redstone I've got in there at the moment, so yeah, definitely need to up our game. 2 glass, 2 tin ingots, so I definitely need glass. Let's go and grab some sand from downstairs. In fact, borrow that. Two tin. What I'll do is I shall put those up there for now, and if they, because yeah, we definitely duped, haven't we? Alright, let's idiot. What I wanted was to throw that in some lava, but you know what, there's a perfectly good void over here. And yeah, at least then we're not getting anything out of that dupe bug, are we? So that's all good. Right, so I needed 2 glass and a bucket. Bucket, you, and you. That gives me this. Now this thing, you just put water source either side and it just basically fills up with water. Now, for what I'm doing, I don't really need that. I'm going to just stick you away. and we shall come over here, have a look at you. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch me by his toe. Let him go. Miny, mo. O-U-T spells out. Go for the first one again. It's a good quest bag. Potion flask with fire resistance. Actually, I've seen worse. I've got a boat with feather falling. I have no idea why I want a boat with feather falling. That's fine. That's all good. Don't know whether I've got any hearts anywhere. I don't know whether I've got anywhere to keep any hearts anywhere. My inventory is getting a little bit out of control. Bye-bye. So that was that. That gives us a steam dynamo, which I really wouldn't use because I'm more into the side of things, but I'm sure we can make a steam dynamo. Let me have a look. Copper gears, copper, redstone. Right, we need redstone. I mean, I suppose having another dynamo won't hurt, because once we've got ourselves to the point where I can build a power cell, then we can have multiple dynamos feeding into it. But let me check out, let me just throw this together, everything we've got everything we need for it, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, more or less there. We got that, we've got those. Nearly used all my copper up actually. We got that. Gives me that. Which in turn gives me that, which we can claim. That now takes us to a pulverizer, which we have. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch him by his toe. Let you go, many, mo, he spells out. A good bag, okay. Some nightfish. How is that good? For one, I've got to store the stuff now. Oh, we've got a greater bag. Okay, what do we get? The redstone tree. that is a fun one. Okay. So that's all of that. What else? Auto packaging, crafting crushed tools into ore blocks. You may want to simplify the forest bob. Auto packager is not as configurable. Blah, blah, blah. So it basically, we make an auto packager. Let's see what we get. Auto packager is a whole load of pistons, iron, and stuff. Probably one for next. Oh, we got a fortune hammer. That's interesting. But I think right at this stage we are kind of at the point where I am going to call this episode an episode. Now I'm going to guess that I cannot get water into that. I probably have to pipe water in, and I almost certainly have to think, which is probably where an aqueous accumulator might be handy. But yeah, we have got some levels of automation going on here, which is great. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I must admit I am enjoying this trip down memory lane. Memory lane is fun, and I will be honest with you, I can heartily recommend it. If you have a pack that you remember fondly, whether it be Regrowth, it might have Crash Landing, Agrarian Skies, Life in the Woods, any of those, any of the old packs, get out there, download it, play it again. I must admit to being a little bit disillusioned somewhat recently with the direction that Minecraft has been taking, to the point that I've kind of stopped playing modern Minecraft. It's really has, a lot of the direction has not really resonated with me. Too many silly mobs and what's the latest thing, challenge chambers. I mean, they don't interest me at all. So in that respect, kind of this renaissance of coming back to a position is actually, in my opinion, actually really quite therapeutic. It's fun. I'd love to know what I'll do with these. I can't remember mariculture at all. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. But let me know what your favourite packs in the past have been. Obviously there's a few suggestions on my poll, which may or may not have finished by this. I can't remember how long I ran the poll for, but we've got one more episode to go, and we'll see what that gives us. And until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.